Who right here hasn't felt absolutely overrun by life's unpredictable storms at one point or another? All of us have moments when it seems like our emotions and reactions are just out of our hands, like a ship tossed around on the sea. But what if I told you that the ancient Stoics had a secret? A way to steady that boat amidst the wildest seas, enabling you to navigate life's uncertainties with a calm and consistent hand. This isn't just about survival, it's about thriving when the going gets tough. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of Stoicism, exploring timeless wisdom that promises not only to change the way you think but potentially transform the way you live. Principle #1 * your everyday life. Stick around, because you are about to discover how to harness your thoughts and shape your actions to create the life you have always desired, regardless of what challenges you face. If you recognize the transformative insights we share here, a simple favor I'll ask from you is to hit that subscribe button and don't miss any part of this video. Because if you're here looking for the wisdom of Stoicism, you're not like most, you are an exception, prepared to challenge the norm and transform your life. This might seem simple at first glance, but it's a game changer once you fully grasp it in the realm of Stoicism. This idea isn't just about understanding the difference between what you can and cannot do, it's about recognizing where to invest your mental energy. Normally, we are bombarded with news, opinions, and events that fire up all kinds of emotions. The Stoics suggest we focus on our own actions because that's where our true power lies. For instance, you can't control the weather, but you can control how you prepare for it. You cannot control what someone thinks about you, but you can manage how you respond to them. So why waste time stressing over matters out of our hands? It's like trying to influence a boat by blowing on the sails instead of using the rudder. You're not going to get very far by focusing solely on our personal actions, choices, and attitudes. We harness our true strength and become proactive rather than reactive, which not only leads to more effective problem solving but also to a more serene state of mind. Applying this principle can be transformative. It allows us to detach from the chaos that doesn't contribute to our goals and to invest our energy wisely. Imagine how much more peaceful life could be if we stopped allowing outside uncontrollable factors to dictate our happiness and started nurturing what we truly have a say over. This shift in consciousness isn't just about gaining a peaceful mind, it's about empowering ourselves to lead more fulfilling lives. That's the essence of Stoic awareness, realizing that the true locus of control is internal, not external. Principle #2 When you embrace this, you are well on your way to living not just any life, but a great Stoic life. This is a central tenet in Stoicism that truly has the power to transform how we experience life. The Stoics believe that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but rather the perspectives we hold about them. This means our emotional responses are not dictated by the events themselves, but by the judgments we form about them. When something happens, it is neutral until we assign it meaning. For example, if you get stuck in traffic, you can view it as a frustrating waste of time, or you can see it as an opportunity to listen to your favorite podcast or some music you love. The situation hasn't changed, but your experience of it shifts dramatically based on your perspective. This principle teaches us that by changing our interpretations, we can alter our emotional landscape. We hold the power to reframe our thoughts, which in turn can lead to more positive emotions and less stress. It's like wearing different colored glasses, each shade changes how we see the world. If we choose to see obstacles as insurmountable and unfair, we suffer. But if we see them as challenges to overcome and learn from, we grow. Applying this principle involves watching our automatic thoughts and actively choosing to reframe them. It's about asking ourselves, is there another way to view this situation, or what can I learn from this? It's not about denying negative feelings, but acknowledging them and then seeking a more constructive angle. What's truly liberating about this Stoic wisdom is that it places us in the driver's seat of our own minds. Instead of being passive recipients of whatever life throws at us, we become active interpreters who can seek out the silver lining. This doesn't just help us cope with life, it helps us thrive, turning each obstacle into a stepping stone toward greater resilience and inner peace. Embrace this principle and watch how you start to transform challenges into opportunities just by shifting your perspective. This might sound a bit counterintuitive at first. Why would anyone choose pain? Principle #3*, but that's precisely what makes this Stoic practice so powerful. Voluntary pain is about more than just testing your limits, it's a training ground for building resilience and independence from external circumstances. The idea here is simple. Sometimes, deliberately placing yourself in uncomfortable situations can prepare you for unexpected hardships. Consider it like this: if you regularly take cold showers, skip meals, or occasionally sleep on the floor, you're essentially training yourself to be uncomfortable. When life inevitably throws a real curveball at you, a lost job, a broken air conditioner in the middle of summer, you're better prepared to handle it without panic or excessive distress. What's fascinating about this Stoic exercise is how it recalibrates your baseline for comfort over time. What was once daunting becomes manageable, and your overall tolerance for discomfort increases. This isn't just about physical resilience, it's deeply mental. By voluntarily facing discomfort, you train your mind not to overreact to adverse situations, essentially telling yourself, "I've been here before, and I handled it." This principle also teaches us about detachment and the dangers of overindulgence. In a world where comfort is often just a click away, choosing discomfort can be a profound act of self-control and a reminder of what we truly need versus what we want. It's a practice that keeps you grounded, reminding you that you can indeed live with less and that sometimes, less is more freeing. By embracing voluntary discomfort, you not only toughen yourself against the inevitable hardships of life but also develop a deeper appreciation for your everyday comforts. Whenever you return from the realm of voluntary pain, you bring back with you a greater sense of gratitude and contentment. So next time you're about to avoid discomfort, perhaps think twice and consider what stepping into that discomfort may teach you about resilience, simplicity, and inner strength. It's not just about being uncomfortable, it's about becoming unstoppable. This Stoic insight is essential for fostering understanding and endurance in our interactions with others. It reminds us that everyone you meet is operating from their own set of beliefs, stories, and biases, their unique perspective on the world. When someone cuts you off in traffic or when a colleague snaps at you, it's easy to react with immediate frustration or anger. But the Stoic approach invites us to pause and consider that this person is acting based on their current circumstances, which we know nothing about. They might be rushing to a family emergency or dealing with a difficult day that has worn down their patience. Principle #4*, by remembering that their actions are driven by their personal view of the world, not an immediate decision to challenge us, we can find it within ourselves to respond with empathy instead of irritation. This principle goes beyond just avoiding conflict, it's about developing a deeper understanding of human nature. All of us see the world through our own lenses, colored by our personal stories and emotions. Acknowledging this doesn't just help us deal with others more effectively, it enriches our own emotional intelligence. When you begin to see the reasons behind people's actions as rooted in their perspectives, you're less likely to take things personally and more likely to maintain inner peace. Applying this principle can transform the way you interact with the world. It's about embracing the idea that while we can't know everything that shapes another's behavior, we can control our reaction to it. This doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but it does mean approaching interactions with a mindset that seeks to understand rather than judge. Imagine how much calmer and more productive your day could be if you didn't spend energy being angry or upset by others' actions. Instead, you could redirect that energy to responses that reflect the best of who you are. This is the power of recognizing that everyone acts according to their perspective. It's about building bridges of understanding instead of walls of division. Truly, this Stoic wisdom doesn't just ease your interactions, it broadens your view of the human experience, encouraging a more compassionate and connected life. It's about creating a pause between what happens to you and your reaction to it. This small pause can make a huge difference in the quality of your life and relationships. So what does it mean to reflect rather than react? Consider that when someone says something that offends you, our natural impulse might be to snap back or shut down. Principle #5*, but reacting in the heat of the moment often escalates situations and can lead to regrets. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to take a moment, breathe, and remember why we feel triggered. Is it really about the words spoken, or is it touching on a deeper insecurity or past hurt? This reflection gives us the chance to respond with intention rather than impulse. By practicing this principle, we cultivate a kind of mental discipline that frees us from being slaves to our immediate feelings. It's like building a mental muscle that allows you to elevate yourself above the fray of knee-jerk reactions. You begin to see your emotions as signals to examine, not forces to be blindly obeyed. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. Rather, it's about understanding them more deeply so that your actions are guided by insight, not whims. This practice of reflection can also lead to more peaceful interactions with others. When you take the time to reflect, you create space for empathy and understanding to grow. You start to see conflicts from multiple angles, not just your own, which can open the door to more positive and compassionate resolutions. Consider how this principle can transform difficult situations into opportunities for growth. Every time you choose to reflect instead of react, you're not just avoiding potential conflict, you're also strengthening your character and honing your rational faculties. Over time, this can lead to profound inner peace, as you become less perturbed by life's ups and downs and more focused on your rational capabilities. Next time you find yourself about to react impulsively, pause and ask yourself, what's really going on here for me and for the other person? This moment of reflection is where true wisdom and awareness lie. It's not always easy, but it's highly rewarding, helping you navigate life with grace and equanimity. Principle #6*. This Stoic principle is all about finding freedom in autonomy, encouraging us to cultivate a life that relies less on externalities and more on our internal resources. It's a profound reminder that true independence comes not from what we have, but from what we can do without. Self-sufficiency, according to Stoicism, is not about isolating ourselves or living off the grid, though those may be expressions of it for some. It's about developing an inner resilience that allows us to enjoy and appreciate life's pleasures without becoming dependent on them. This means fostering a mindset where our happiness and peace of mind aren't hostage to the whims of fortune, whether that's material wealth, social status, or even relationships. Imagine how liberating it would be if your contentment didn't hinge on having the latest gadget, the approval of your friends, or perfect health. By focusing on building your internal assets, like knowledge, virtue, and self-control, you create a stable foundation for your well-being that external changes can't shake. That is the heart of Stoic self-sufficiency. It empowers you to respond to life's ups and downs with composure and strength. By practicing this principle, you also start to streamline your life, stripping away the non-essentials that clutter not just your physical space but your mind as well. You begin to ask yourself, what do I really need to be happy? Often, you'll find the answer is much less than you think. This simplification is a pathway to freedom, as each unnecessary dependency you shed makes you more adaptable and resilient. Moreover, self-sufficiency enhances your relationships with others. When you're not looking to others to fulfill your needs, you can relate to them more positively and generously. You bring your best self to interactions, not a version of you that is trying to take something away. Embracing this Stoic principle of self-sufficiency doesn't just change how you cope with life's challenges, it transforms how you interact with everything. It teaches you that the less you need to be happy, the more freely you can love, give, and receive. It's a liberating way to live, offering a kind of freedom that the changing tides of life can't diminish. Cultivating this inner fortress of peace and contentment is not just a way to endure life, it's a way to excel at it, regardless of what comes your way. This principle is also known in Stoicism as amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This isn't about resignation or passivity, rather, it's about embracing whatever life throws at you with a spirit of strong enthusiasm. It's a powerful form of acceptance that involves seeing each event, whether perceived as good or bad, as something that was meant to happen, perhaps even something essential for your growth. Amor fati goes beyond mere acceptance, it's about loving your life in its entirety, with all its twists and turns. This Stoic mindset encourages us not to waste our energy wishing things were different, but to use that energy to engage with life as it is. Think of it this way, every challenge, every setback has something to teach us, and everyone we encounter has something to offer, even if it's not clear in the moment. By practicing acceptance of fate, you're not just enduring life's challenges, you're actively learning from them. It's a proactive stance. You begin to see life's obstacles as necessary parts of your personal evolution. This doesn't mean you enjoy suffering or seek it out, but you find a way to make the most of it when it comes. You understand that these experiences are essential for forging strength and character. Imagine navigating life with this kind of armor, rather than being tossed about by the waves of fortune. You ride them, you meet life's ups and downs with the same calm and assurance, knowing that each plays a crucial role in the tapestry of your life. This attitude can be profoundly liberating. It removes the fear of misfortune because you trust that ultimately, everything contributes to your